Soulmates are real. It took me a long time to believe that. For most of my life, I thought the word was something people reached for because they wanted love to mean more than chance. A story we told ourselves so that meeting somebody in a crowded world could feel like destiny instead of luck. I thought love was something you chose, something you built, something you maintained, the way you maintain anything you don't want to lose. And part of it is, love is choice, it is patience, it is showing up on the days when showing up is hard. But there is something underneath all of that, something that happens before choosing begins. You don't choose who you fall in love with, and you don't choose who falls in love with you. Sometimes someone simply enters your life and something changes. You look at them and the air shifts. Nothing dramatic has happened. The room is still the same. The world outside keeps moving. Somewhere somebody laughs at something you didn't hear. But somehow, you know this moment matters. You won't understand why for a long time. You only know that it does. That was the strange thing about finding you. You felt new to me, and somehow familiar, like meeting someone for the first time and remembering them at the same time, like hearing a song for the first time and already knowing where the melody was going. I didn't have words for it then. I'm not sure I have them now. I tried to explain it away. Attraction, coincidence, loneliness, projection, anything that would make it smaller, anything that would make it manageable, because the alternative was admitting that something had happened I couldn't explain, but the feeling stayed. It stayed through every explanation I offered it. And eventually I realized that the strongest proof was never in that first glance anyway. It was everything that came after. You know someone is your person when you can be tired together, when you can be bored together, when nothing interesting is happening and you still don't want to be anywhere else. There doesn't need to be a plan. There doesn't need to be conversation. Sometimes you're just sitting beside each other, saying nothing, and the silence feels full. One of you is reading. The other is half watching something neither of you chose. The light outside is fading, and nobody moves to turn on the lamp. And it is enough. That's when you notice it, the strange peace of being completely ordinary with another person. Most of us spend our lives performing a little, being slightly brighter, slightly more interesting, slightly more together than we actually feel, even with the people we care about. But with your person, the performance ends. You don't have to entertain them. You don't have to impress them. You don't have to become some more interesting version of yourself to keep them there. You can just exist, tired, quiet, unremarkable. And somehow, even doing nothing feels better because they're doing nothing beside you. That's the part nobody tells you. Love becomes extraordinary precisely because it is allowed to become ordinary. Sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes I never want you to stop talking, not because what you're saying is important. You could be telling me about your day, about something you read, about a dream that made no sense even to you. I just like hearing you. Your voice makes the world less quiet. That's the kind of thing love becomes. Not fireworks, not destiny written across the sky. A voice in another room, the sound of you moving through the house, a cup of tea appearing beside you without being asked, a hand reaching for yours across a small distance, someone remembering the things about you that nobody else thought were worth remembering. Because that's what happens, slowly, when someone loves you. They learn you. not the version of you that you show the world, the real one. They notice what makes you anxious, what makes you laugh, which silences mean you're thinking, and which ones mean something is wrong. They learn the things you pretend don't hurt, the parts of yourself you've spent years trying to hide, the small private jokes that would mean nothing to anyone else, the expressions on your face that say more than your words, the things that frighten you, the things that soften you, and they don't turn away. They gather these small things carefully, as if they matter, because to them they do. They take care of your heart, not because you're perfect, but because it's yours. Maybe that's the most disarming thing about being loved, watching someone treat what you dismissed as insignificant, as if it were worth keeping. And that matters, because there is no perfect love. Soulmates still misunderstand each other. They still argue. They still get tired and frightened and say the wrong thing. They still have evenings where the distance between two people on the same sofa feels enormous. Real love is messy, sometimes painfully so. There are days when it feels effortless, and days when it feels like a language you're both still learning. Finding your person doesn't mean finding someone with whom nothing ever goes wrong. It means finding someone you still want to reach for when it does. Someone you want to understand even when understanding them is difficult. Someone you keep finding your way back toward. Because love doesn't become convincing when everything is easy. It becomes convincing when it survives contact with reality, when it stumbles and stays. Once I loved you, everything began changing shape. I didn't notice at first. It happened quietly, the way most important things do. Every plan seemed to leave a space beside me. Every place I wanted to go quietly included you. Every version of tomorrow had you somewhere inside it, even when I wasn't thinking of you at all. Everything I built felt shaped for two, not because I stopped being myself, not because I disappeared into us, because loving you changed what the word myself contained. You show up in the decisions I make, in the way good news doesn't feel finished until I've told you, in the way an empty evening feels different, depending on whether you're coming home. You stopped being someone in my life. You became part of its shape. Maybe that's what people mean when they talk about soulmates. Not that somewhere in the universe there is exactly one person assigned to us. Not that love is perfect. Not that fate guarantees anything. Maybe it's simply that, every once in a while, someone appears who feels impossible to explain through compatibility alone. Someone whose presence carries a strange recognition. Someone who makes ordinary life feel different simply by being there. I can't tell you why it happens. I only know that it does. And maybe not knowing is part of it. Some things are more beautiful, unexplained. We found each other twice. Once when our eyes met. Again when our souls remembered. The first finding happened in an instant. A glance that carried more than a glance should hold. You looked at me and the air shifted, like the world had stepped aside to let us through. But perhaps that was only the first finding. The second happened slowly, in all the tiny moments where you became less like somebody I had met and more like somebody I had always known. The first meeting gave me recognition. The life that followed gave me remembrance. I once wondered whether soulmates were real. I tried to explain the feeling away. I looked for something more rational, more ordinary, more manageable, and in the end, it was ordinary life that convinced me. the quiet rooms, the boring evenings, the conversations, the arguments, the laughter, your voice in another room, the space beside me in every imagined future. First came recognition, then remembrance, and somewhere between the two, I stopped wondering whether soulmates were real. I had my answer.